Today we're going to talk about the 3 ways you can lose money as a designer. Now, this is like a warning. The crazy thing is I said money, but really money equals time. And I am telling you, time in your design life is far more important than money. Why? Because time is not a renewable resource. Ironically, I know those of you who are listening to this maybe are like, well, money isn't either. It actually is. Okay, there are ways to get more money. You can learn a new skill like design. You can do a lot of different things. You can get a second job. There are ways to get more money. There is not a way to get more time. Well, at least multiply time the way I'm talking about. There are all kinds of books out there about how you can get some of your time back by doing certain things, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being a designer and losing money and time because you're making poor choices. Okay, so let's talk about this. I think this is important. Before we dive in, if you have not left a review for the podcast, I would love it. It is the lifeline of podcasts to get reviews and let other people know about it. So if you don't mind leaving me a review, no matter what platform you're on, I'd appreciate it so much. And that allows me to continue to keep giving you great content like today's episode. Okay? Okay, let's talk about the 3 ways we can lose money as a designer. Okay, the first one is one that I saw recently with one of my designers, and that is using old software. Okay, now this is an interesting one because most of you do not want, not most of you, some of you do not want to pay for the current Creative Cloud version of Adobe. And I am here to tell you that you are losing money. You are losing money if you're still in CS6. CS6 was several years ago now, and it was the version that made it so that you didn't have to buy the Creative Cloud. So you didn't have to pay the monthly subscription, okay? Instead, you paid a one-time fee. I think back then it was like $300 or $400. You paid for it, and then you just used it. And you used it as long as you wanted. And lots of you are still using CS6. Either that or you're using products that are cheaper. You had to make a one-time payment on, like Procreate, which you guys know I love Procreate. It's a great accessory to Adobe products, but it is not the end-all product. Okay, so it's not the end-all product. And if you are using the old software, here's what happens. You're in CS6 and you can't figure out how to move things. Like, so you're like Adobe products, like you're designing something and you can't, export a PDF file because it's way too big, because it's really, really clunky, okay? Things like that. And then you have to go dig around trying to find a way to export it some other way and maybe buy another software to help you do it, okay? So there's one way. The second way is when you do make the transition to CS, like to the creative software, you have to relearn things because you know where everything is in CS6, but it's changed. It's gone through so many variations since then. And so it's been through so many variations that there are more powerful tools in the software. And so you end up having to relearn the software. Now, it's not as horrible as when you first got started, but it's still very frustrating. And so it's like you're putting yourself through learning software 2 times. Don't do that to yourself, okay? You are losing money and time because you're going to be spending all of that time trying to relearn software or trying to find solutions because your software isn't doing what it needs to do for you, okay? Software is just a tool, you guys. I talk about tools all the time, and we have to have the right tools. We have to have a computer that moves fast enough. We have to have software that works for us. And honestly, you guys, this is one of those things that I personally understand because I fought against for years because I didn't want to pay extra for new software. I didn't want to pay extra for a new computer. And when you put those tools in place, if you can save even 30 minutes a day because your computer is faster, 30 times 5 times 52 weeks of the year, that is a lot of extra time. That person who has the newer computer or the iPad and the Apple Pen and is moving faster, what's happening? They're able to create more product than you. And so you're losing out by the simple competition of the marketplace because you haven't used your tools efficiently. So you're losing money by not spending money, which seems so crazy and kind of counterintuitive, but it's absolutely true, okay? So have the right tools. I'll interview people to come into my program. Like I'll be talking to them and they won't have stuff yet, and they'll be like, well, I'll maybe get that later. And I'll be like, oh, no. You can't come into my program without the right tools. I would much rather you spend money on tools than my program. Why? I can't do very much with someone who doesn't have the right tools. So if you're listening to this and you have been stuck in very old software or software other than Adobe Illustrator in this year and Adobe Photoshop in this year, I want you to correct that, because you are losing money and you don't even realize it, okay? All right, the second way we lose money is by buying a lot of courses. Now, this one has been very interesting to me because a lot of people come to me and they've spent oodles of money on a $700 course here, a $500 course here, a $200 course here. So they've bought all these little tiny products, and some of them have even bought bigger products, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on all these things. And they come to me and they're still saying, I still have no idea how to make money as a designer. And I'm like, oh my heavens. We've got a problem. So and to me, it's the time piece as well. You're shooting money out there, but you haven't paid attention to what is actually out there in the marketplace. You want to find the best products for you. My program is not for everyone, and I will tell people that. I really concentrate on people who want to transition into surface pattern design, so fabric and textiles, and crafting design, so Cricut, Glowforge, Silhouette, any of the equipment. And then the last but not least is anything that has to do with just great design. So book illustration, clip art, marketing materials, logo design, anything that is sublimation. I guess you're required to have equipment for that, right? But that I'm in those markets, and if those are markets you don't want to be in, I just tell people that I'm not the right girl for you, okay? If you just want to be a great designer, I'm going to tell you to go back to college. Let's go back to college. If you really just want a 1-year program from that, then you can come into my program. But really, it is crazy to me, the number of people I talk to who they buy course after course after course, and there's two things happening. One, they're not doing the coursework. If you know that's you know that about yourself, and you're gonna change your ways in the future, right? Or the second thing, you're buying courses because they're cheap. And here's the thing, you're actually losing money by buying cheap courses, okay? Right now, if you go to where I went to school, which is University of Minnesota, that's where I went for my graduate degrees. I went to BYU for my undergrad degrees. But my graduate degrees, if you went to school there, it would cost you $60,000 to get a graphic design degree right now, okay? So I don't really understand it, but people think they can take a $200 course and then they can make $100,000 a year as a designer. Those two things do not compute, you guys. They don't make sense. Or they'll take a $200 course, they'll take a $400 course, they'll take a $2,000 course. So they've taken all the courses, right? And then they still don't know how to make money as a designer. And what I am telling you is you are losing money by doing that way, okay? You are losing money. Instead, choose the one program or go back to college, which you guys know I'm a proponent of. Go into a program like mine, something that will teach you how to make money, something where you actually see the person who's in charge of the program, the mentor, okay, right? That you have access to people. Choose something that will actually get you to where you want to go. Now, if you're not in design, and I have lots of you here who are not designers, you're in music, you're in animation, you're in creative, amazing fields, okay? Same goes for you. Go find in your area of expertise whoever is doing it the best. Go find them, because they're gonna get you on your way, right? If you just take a little $700 course, and just think, I am just gonna make it. You guys, financially what we put into something is what we get out of it. And I don't know if it's because of the actual money numbers or if it's because our brain, we are invested. When we spend $60,000 for college or $40,000 for college, what happens? We come out with a degree and we go look for a job, right? So it's that same mentality, you guys. We've got to be being smart about the way we're utilizing our money and stop losing it thinking this little thing will help me now and this little thing will help me now. Just do the thing that's actually going to help you right now and spend the money for it, whether it's going back to college or finding your area of expertise so that you can be really good, okay? And I'm throwing out those numbers because some of you guys think $2,000 is going to get you there, and I'm here to tell you it's not, okay? It's not. Okay, all right, the last way you can lose money as a designer is to buy tools that we then do not use. Now, in particular, the one I'm thinking about is, when you come into my program, very often I'm gonna tell you I would love for you to get an Apple Pen and an iPad because they're inexpensive compared to other tools. If I really had it my way, everybody would get a Cintiq. That's what I got my daughter when she started her animation program, and I watch her on it and she's freaking fast on it. It's crazy. And so I think we need drawing tools that will help us get us there. But the crazy thing is I'll see two things. One, where we stay completely on the iPad and we don't use our computer, so then we're not finishing production and sales. Or the opposite, we buy the iPad and the Apple Pen and we're not utilizing it smart, and there are ways to utilize it smart, and instead we spend all of our time on the computer. Both of those things are problematic. We should be using all of our tools in the right way, in great workflow, so that we become awesome at it. That's all there is to it. Every tool is meant for a specific thing. If we get stuck on one or the other, it becomes a problem, and you are losing money and you don't even realize it, okay? Because for me, time is also money, okay? And here's the thing. When I got into this, I originally thought I was trading some of my time for money as a designer. Now that I have built my businesses the way I have, I recognize that I really haven't, because I've built all this residual income into my own design work. Things make me money when I'm sleeping. I don't have to touch it. So there are all these things that make it so that we're really not trading time for money. Instead, if we trade time for design time, okay, we spend that time in actual designing, it will pay us back multiple times over. And that's why I don't want you guys losing money as designers. Just do the thing you need to actually do to become a designer. Make straightforward decisions. Don't go the cheap route. You guys, we get what we pay for in life. How many of you guys know that? And it's think about, I'm thinking about something that breaks often. I was gonna say a toaster. When you buy the cheapest toaster on the market and 2 years later you have to buy a new toaster, and you keep buying the cheap one, every 2 years you're buying one. Whereas if you had bought maybe the expensive one, it would have lasted you 10 years. It would have been cheaper in the long haul, that kind of thing. Or I'm trying to think like a dishwasher, or, you guys know. There are so many products out there, same deal. The cheap stuff lasts you a very short amount of time. And so we end up overspending for those items instead of just buying the single thing that was a little more expensive and got me to where I needed to go and lasted much longer, okay? That's all this is, you guys. And some of you need to stop thinking about how can I do this cheaply and start thinking about, if I put this money in, how could I invest it in a way so that I can stop losing money and I can start making money, okay? So for those of you who are excited about that, if you want to go check out my free workshop, it's just at carinagardnercourses.com/ I think it's free workshop. It also might be free training, you guys. I think we have a couple. So you could go to either one of those and enroll and learn a little bit more about design. If you guys haven't been here hanging out with me for a while, I'm very passionate about design. I'm very passionate about designers becoming great designers who can create most beautiful, functional, amazing work at the same time as making money. And those two things together really take us to the next level, okay? That's what makes us not hobbyists. It makes us designers who have careers and design businesses. And I want you to get there too. All right, guys, so fun to have you here with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey, Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.